Alright everybody, welcome to Dominate Dominion number 82. I am going to be your caster for this evening, Sakuriono. This is going to be the round 2 match of Team Fancy Bad at Math versus Team Goon Squad. Brand does manage to land a few of his kit, but is going to take quite a bit in return. Leona going for the immediate engagement, lands all her lockdown onto Lulu. Lulu is ignited, is going to go down to that, and they immediately turn on to Maokai. Maokai trying to do as much as he can to keep the team locked up, but here comes Pantheon from the rear. Is going to find the Ezreal, catch him out as well, and they turn and burn down Urgot as well, leaving Maokai up here all on his own. This is a 4v1. Maokai is sustained, just barely keeping him alive, but he is not going to survive that damage. That is a 4-for-0 exchange for Team Goon Squad. Lulu, having burned her revive, is back up here, trying to keep them off the windmill as much as possible. It's not going to be able to do a whole lot. That Zenith Blade coming from across the barrier is going to land, however, Urgot and Ezreal are now up here as well. They did not capture this windmill, so this is still a windmill for anybody to have. Leona trying to go back in for the counter engage, is going to fall, but does do enough damage to take down Urgot as well. We see Graves, there goes Pantheon as well, so now it is Team Fancy who has solid control of the windmill. The revives are coming out. However, that is 3 people channeling on the windmill. That is going to be an engagement by Team Fancy, looking to try and interrupt this channel from Brand. They are going to get it, dealing quite a bit of damage to Leona. Maokai throwing down the ultimate. The team fight is not going to be centered there. Instead, the ultimate from Leona coming down does manage to lock on the couple members of Team Fancy. They are going to burn down the Urgot, but they lose the Pantheon in the trade. But now Maokai is down, so now Lulu and Ezreal do not have any tank, but the members of Team Goon Squad are so low that if Ezreal gets his poke off just right, he may be able to burn one of them down, but Leona going to be able to channel that uninterrupted and does reclaim the windmill for Team Goon Squad. Graves possibly looking to get the kill with Buckshot, misjudges the distance a little bit. Leona not able to connect with that Zenith Blade, so now Lulu just continuing to harass and burn down these champions. Does manage to pick up the kill on Brand. So now Leona having to retreat all the way back onto the tower. Graves just one hit away from disaster. Leona going back in for the counter engagement, but Lulu gets off that auto attack, is able to secure that. Leona, the tower taking out Ezreal. He was just a little bit too afraid of that Leona engagement and wound up taking an accidental tower shot there. It is just Graves up here on his own trying to defend against these 3 members, but if he gets caught by any of that crowd control, he's in trouble. The Grand Skyfall coming down from Pantheon locks down Maokai to keep him out of this fight as long as possible, but Lulu and Urgot able to burn down Graves, and then Brand going to get pincered in by Ezreal, leaving Pantheon to defend the drill on his own. He is going to get poked down by Lulu, and that is going to be a free drill for Team Fancy. Face checks right to the bush, going to find Urgot there. Maokai going in for the counter engage with the ultimate for Leona going down. They are going to be able to burn down Urgot. They are splitting, however. They have Pantheon going on to Ezreal. Meanwhile, Maokai and Lulu trying to burn down Leona as well. They do manage to do that. Maokai does manage to land the root from a distance. May be able to auto Graves to death. Does do that. Lulu looking for the kill onto Brand, does manage to secure the double kill. We see Pantheon coming back in here to try and clean things up, so it's now Maokai versus Pantheon. Will the sustain or the burst win out on this? It's going to be a close match. However, that Sapperling landing right on top of Pantheon is going to secure that kill just barely for Fancy Wolf. Leona just kind of dancing around the jungle trying to figure out what's going on, is going to run into that Sapperling. She burns her defensive steroid to not take too much damage, but Maokai's just going to throw down another one, which I do believe hit right as the defensive steroid ended. An interesting series of face checks. Leona and Lulu just kind of dancing with each other, but immediately they go for the engagement. Both tanks throwing down their ultimates. Urgot is going to be the first to fall. Several members of Team Goon Squad just kind of dancing around, kind of poking at Maokai. However, Leona is going to get into the back line, almost manages to burn down Lulu, but is going to die for her efforts, unfortunately. Maokai trying to find Pantheon here, does manage to get the knockback on him. Brand just barely saving his teammate thanks to that nice long-range fireball, so it is going to be Team Goon Squad in control of the jungle. However, Yorick is pushing pretty heavily onto the Boneyard right now. 3 members of Team Wolf right now, Team Fancy setting up around the windmill. The Pantheon coming down, as well as that timely Zenith Blade from Leona. Lulu does eat the full damage to that. We see the ultimate coming down, lands right onto Ezreal. The Pyroclasm comes out, that nice little bit of AoE damage. They are going to shut down Pantheon, but they're going to be trading Ezreal for it. And now with Graves coming out from the backside, he is going to be able to snipe out that Lulu and then take out the remaining member as well. So now it's just Maokai left to run for his life. The Zenith Blade connects, and there comes the stun as well. Brand and Graves is doing their best to burn through Maokai's health right now. They are going to pick it up with that Storm Shield proc. Meanwhile, it looks like Team Goon Squad doing a deep invasion to Team Fancy jungle. Leona with that long-range Zenith Blade is going to connect with the Urgot. The ultimate for Maokai coming down. However, Urgot has run out of it. Leona landing another Zenith Blade is going to be able to allow Brand to secure that kill. She has turned and is trying to keep Ezreal out of this fight. Meanwhile, the 3 members of Team Goon Squad are kind of a bit distanced, so Leona is going to get picked off. We see Pantheon and Graves are actually extremely low. Maokai going for the counter engagement, allowing them to burn down Brand, but the Pyroclasm does come out in the meantime. Ezreal able to snipe out that Graves, so it's just Pantheon left on his lonesome. There are no revives up on Team Goon Squad right now, so Pantheon is the only member of his team who can do anything about this. Lulu is rather low on health, but that is nearly a full health Ezreal with a significant amount of Ender burn. Pantheon uses his Gap Closer to try and get onto the tower, but that is not going to be enough to save the tower or his own life. There's only Brand within range right now, so Leona is being forced to retreat. Is going to eat quite a bit of damage thanks to that pen on Team Fancy's champions. Looks like Pantheon going for the engagement is going to get quite a bit of damage onto Lulu, is going to get knocked up and polymorph. Meanwhile, Leona going in for the backline, throws the ultimate down onto Urgot while ending the Zenith Blade onto Ezreal. However, Maokai having quite a bit of bulk and damage himself is chasing into the backline. Yes, he does get the kill on the Graves thanks to that Saffron. Brand doing his best to try and get the combos off. However, Maokai going to be able to get the solid engagement, is going to secure the kill there. However, the fight has gone much better for the Leona and Pantheon members. However, it looks like Team Fancy is going to go with Maokai looking to start channeling on this windmill. There are no members of Team Goon Squad anywhere nearby, so they may actually be able to get the neutralization on this, especially with Lulu going for the channel. Graves going, Lulu breaks the channel early and Graves throws that smoke screen across. Maokai going in for the deep initiation, is going to get the ultimate off, lands on the Pantheon. However, does have to turn around since Leona is getting the counter engagement. Urgot getting the swap onto Graves. He is going to survive that initial turn, however, Maokai is going to turn around and pick up the kill, so now they are short a man. We see the Pyroclads coming down, quite a bit of burst damage, but does not manage to take anybody out, and they are going to be losing another member in that exchange. So it is only Pantheon left. He is looking to get a kill onto somebody, but that is a 3-for-1, I do believe, actually, in a trade on that. No, that's a 4-for-1, excuse me. Pantheon looking for the engagement here, does get polymorph to prevent that immediately gap close, but he is going to get it onto Yorick. Yorick getting the chain crowd control. That Lulu ultimate not able enough to save him. They do manage to take on their primary damage dealers. Brand finding Lulu in the jungle, but that is Lulu. He is not going to be able to catch that because he didn't land his immediate stun. We are getting set up for your round 3 match. It is going to be Treeline Titans versus Team Amputees. Maokai throwing the Sap railing across is going to get to impact into Jarvan. Jarvan throwing his standard across for a little bit of poke, but it is going to be on cooldown. He's not going to have that immediate engagement. Annie going for that nice little bit of stun is going to get counter engaged upon by Maokai. However, she is going to be able to fall away from that. Jarvan going in probably for the strong engagement. Vi coming again, the knock-up on the Kayle. They are going to be able to burn her down in an instant. Jarvan going for the knock-up, gets up onto Science. They're going to secure that kill onto Vi. However, they're going to trade Pantheon for the exchange. Dual Power looking for a little bit of roasted Teemo. Isn't going to get that meal he was hoping for. Maokai doing a little bit of push on Jarvan. Going back in for the counter engagement. Gets the knock-up on the Dual Power. Zounds coming in. Is going to... Actually, no. Teemo is going to get the kill onto Ryze. They're going to turn and trade Annie for that. Kayle having Rive coming back up. They are looking for the kill onto Jarvan. Again, that shield I was talking about, making Jarvan deceptively tanky, even at these low levels, is able to survive. The blind coming out for Teemo, however, Pantheon just going to stomp stun and manage to get the kill onto that. The stun coming across from Annie lands onto Pantheon. We see a double engagement going on here. Maokai actually getting the worst into that, having to retreat. They are not going to be able to pick up the kill on that, so that may be trouble. No, Annie is going to get that long-range fireball. And so now they have members of Team Amputee scattered right now, but there isn't exactly any focus from Team Treeline Titans either. So they're just going to kind of trade that out, and they are going to have a 2-for-3 disadvantage, but they are going to be able to pick out the Pantheon. Ryze going in for that kill. Ooh, a triple at that. Break and retreat. No, he's going to try and go for the neutral. Doesn't quite get it. The Cataclysm coming down from Jarvan does manage to get on the Kayle. They are looking to try and burn that Divine Intervention. However, that was still off a cooldown, so she didn't even have it for anybody at the moment. They managed to pick up Pantheon as well, so now it's just Ryze left to retreat on this. They are going to pick up the kill on that. Now they have superior jungle control right now. Maokai just playing this really cautiously, not wanting to venture too deeply into the brush because he knows there's going to be Teemo mushrooms. He is going to face check that though, and that is going to be unfortunate for him. Kayle arrives just in enough time to throw down the Divine Intervention. They are going to turn this around. They pick up the kill on Jarvan, but in the bottom lane, Syndra and Vi have taken out Lulu, so even though Team Amputees is getting a very nice trade up topside, they may be losing the Boneyard for this. Using the EQ to gap close, and now Kayle going to go and gets the slow. Didn't even need to really intercept that because Lulu did get the channel off in time, but that is perfect timing for her. The Divine Intervention not coming down fast enough to block the majority of that Syndra damage, but they are going to trade Kayle for Syndra. Annie having recaptured the windmill, coming back down to try and intercept Maokai. Does have her stun up, but Maokai does get the root off in time. Going to be trading, not actually fairly evenly. It's going to be an advantage for Maokai, and here comes Kayle getting the damage across. Annie throws across a Blackfire Torch as well as Tibbers, but it's not going to be... Actually, no, her team comes in. They are going to be able to clean that up. A very nice play by Treeline Titans there. But looking down that bottom lane, Lulu still being the monster I didn't quite think she was going to be in the bottom lane. Commanding control of that quarry. It looks like Titans and Amputees are going to be trading here. Again, Amputees getting almost the better deal at Oh dear, poor Pantheon will be down. However, they are going to be trading Maokai for Jarvan, so now it's mostly the damage carriers trading here. Kayle falls, immediately followed by Annie. So now it's just Teemo. He is making a run for his little life. Pantheon only needs to make the gap close. However, it's the tower shot. The tower shot is going to turn around and get Pantheon in the back. The minion wave being completely cleared out here. However, we do have 3 members of Team Amputees just outright diving on this. Jarvan's durability is not going to be enough to sustain him through this. Annie looking to try and get some fight, but that fireball was blocked by the tail end of that divine intervention, so they're going to be trading 1 for 1 right there. However, it looks like Vi is going to be able to clean up this fight, so Treeline Titans still in command of the windmill right now. Oh dear gosh, this mushroom lineup. And it was actually bait! Maokai going in to try and auto-attack those mushrooms is going to get jumped on by Jarvan. Gets into the backline, does focus on Kayle while the divine intervention is down, but Maokai surviving long enough for his team to go up and counter-engage on this Annie. They are going to burn the kill into that. We see Vi falling as well, but Maokai and Kayle are down as well. Syndra coming out of the bottom lane to help try and turn this around. So now this is all members of both teams up in the top side. Syndra does not land the stun, so Ryze is going to get away. However, Teemo does manage to clean up Pantheon. The Titans are going to dive onto Ryze and clean that up. She's just going to go in for the counter channel here, I do believe, to try and intercept his no. She's actually going to go off looking for some poke, but that's going to allow Kayle to get quite a bit of channel on this. That windmill is now almost completely captured. Maokai going in for the engagement, throws down the ultimate. Jarvan trying to go in for the counter engagement, but gets rooted by Ryze. The ultimate going down from Vi, but there's a very well timed divine intervention for Kayle once again, just negating the damage from that Vi ultimate, allowing Amputees to turn around and clean this up. And Vi going to be picked off by the remaining members of Team Amputees, and that windmill is firmly in their control. So now Jarvan and Vi trying to do their best to get this at least neutral or possibly captured. They're going to hard dive this Pantheon right on the point. It looks like they are going to be able to secure the kill, but those rolling tower shots make Jarvan pay for it with a significant portion of his health. Maokai coming here does get the root onto Vi. Divine intervention coming out from Kayle to cancel out that counter engagement from Jarvan. He is going to fall to the tower. And it looks like they're going to be cleaning with Teemo as well. Maokai going for that long range engagement. Ryze just throwing out the damage. That flame shield from Annie doing its work. She's going to come across, try and chase Teemo off this point while Kayle channels. Maokai also performing some lower zoning. Down the bottom lane, looks like Ryze has got Shinthra shoved up quite nicely. Maokai going in for the engagement. Pantheon coming in from behind, gets the stun onto Annie. Vi counter engaging with the ultimate. That damage coming on the Pantheon, he is going to melt. However, while this fight is going on, they are going to die. No, that ultimate coming out from Lulu is going to save Maokai. Lulu possibly going to die for this? No, it gets the polymorph out. Ooh, a very nice E from Vi picking up a double kill, but unfortunately that exchange gave Amputees just enough time to capture the windmill, and that sapling from Maokai is going to clean this up. I actually do not see any way on the board that Team Titans can come back and finish this off. So the Treeline Titans are going to be losing this game to Amputees. Amputees picking off a final finishing score for this game of 27-0.
Hi, I'm Rheingold River. Sorry I wasn't able to make it earlier, but I'm here now to cast the finals. It is game 1, I think. Clueless versus Amputees. It looks like it's actually Strogan going in alone, though. Dual power with the W coming across. There's the EQ in from Wolfer. Didn't get the knockout. Stun comes around from Veigar. Also, Wolfer's going to go down for the first blood over to Pantheon, actually. But 2 more kills straight over. Dual power on the side with his frost shot kiting, but Metal Fender is going to go down. Strogan going back in. Super brave there. Sunlight proc. Oh my god, Leona gets 1 kill, but it's a double kill for Veigar here. Dual power gets stunned again. Perfect stun circle there. Dual power trying to run away again, but it is Jarvan coming back after the revive. Pantheon came back also, but Science was just not there quite on time. CA, Dark Matter comes down. There's actually a kill for Ashe, as Ashe gets shut down onto Veigar. Meanwhile, top side of the fight, Science against Wolfer takes a lot of damage. The level up comes down, but it's double kill for Half-Hearted. New V3 chasing Bebe with Sturgeon on the other side. Sturgeon is actually really low on mana right now. He should have enough for his Zenith Blade when it comes back up. Preps his Q already. There's a Zenith Blade lands there. New V3 with a little bit of a proc. Oh, the heroic charge across, but he does get stun at the end. Needs to wait for that cooldown on his Q to come back up 5 seconds. But he actually is taking a little bit too much damage. Can't chase that. Zed's alive. New V3 staying in a little bit, but Maokai's here has a twisted advance. That's going to go down to New V3, and New V3 falls.
Yeah, just noticing the way that team fight played out, that was actually very well played by Clueless. And then Leona face checking right into the brush. Maokai, oh, that very long range engage is going to catch Pantheon out and separates Leona entirely from her team. The ult is coming down, but it's not nearly fast enough to save Pantheon. They are going to be able to clean up the Ashe as well. Unfortunately, kind of a recurring theme here as we're seeing right at the end of the fight, Leona. I'm not sure if it's a combination of positioning or just a very good engagement by Clueless, but she tends to be out of a line and is the last one running for her life after these engagements.
I think it's Clueless doing a really good job of focusing everyone who is not Leona, which is exactly what they want to be doing. The exhaust onto Nuke V3, he actually ults onto Wolfer, so can't take any damage right now. That's about to expire. Does get one kill off during the diplomatic immunity. Can't quite land the wall stun from that heroic charge, but a half-hearted with a ton of damage. But Veigar again, Talith the hero there, putting in his event horizon and saving life on the side of Amputees, except for the flash on Ashe. And that flash is a 5-minute cooldown. They don't actually get the neutral there in top lane. Strogan just trying to zone while the rest of the team does get the neutral finally, but he's taking a lot of damage from Half-Hearted. Solar Flare comes down, but it was only the slow, not the stun. Meanwhile, Science channeling on the other side, trying to 1 versus 2 there, but Talith with another clutch event horizon, and Wolfer with the Cataclysm gets the kill. It's a double kill for a Half-Hearted. My god, Clueless is playing this so well.
Looks like right now, oh wait, there's an engagement by Leona. They are going to catch Urgot out of position, but that is Urgot. He doesn't quite get the swap off, but I think he still gets the defensive steroid from it, so he is going to be able to survive this engagement long enough for them to come back in. Looks like they are going to pick off, oh no, Veigar, wow. Just getting that double kill there. He's going to be getting stacked on his abilities. Yes, that is a triple, and I do believe he got that with the Q.
We'll see if they allow him to pick up the Quadra here. He does have to be a little bit careful from New V3, and no, it is Jarvan steals it away, so only a triple kill for Talith.
It looks like they might possibly get a 5-cap here because nobody's going to be in bottom lane to stop BB Pop. Ashe tries to go in for the counter engagement here. They are going to lose the Poppy in the trade. Pantheon come in, getting a bit of a stun off. They do finally manage to shut the Veigar down, so that is probably going to be most of Clueless's damage right out the window there. But the 5-cap has been engaged. Parker's trying to run away from this Ashe right now, buy as much time as possible. They are going to be able to claim 2, maybe 3 of their points back, but that 5-cap is doing work.
Alright, so Parker is going to get taken out by Pantheon there. Couldn't quite survive despite the Vengeful Maelstrom, but it is Kayle jumping onto Wolfer. Wolfer might actually fall. Talith has his ult right now, but he's waiting for his Event Horizon to come back up. The Dark Matter comes down, but that is game 6, nothing health remaining, and even if they capture the drill, it's still not going to be enough.
Yeah, that is going to be gained in favor of Clueless, a respectable total of 442 Nexus health to 0. And that Veigar score for only a 12-minute game? Wow.
Windmill fight is slowly going in favor of Clueless. There's the engage from Talith, but not actually coming too hard to that, just jumping back and forth with those Qs, zoning out as much as they can, getting the poke down from Urgot's Acid Hunters there, and forcing everyone on Amputees to spot up a little bit. It looks like they might actually just take the Windmill. Okay, there's the engage both ways. So Parker's actually takes a ton of damage, walks out, the exhaust goes out on dual power. It's actually first blood over the way of Amputees as they take down Maokai. Brand does fall also to Kayle, half-hearted out dueling Strogan, while on the top actually near the Hellstride. Dual power at EQs, that's the flash from Talith. Okay, that's why he took that summoner. Ezreal does go down to Urgot, and that's probably going to be powerful to kill. They take out each other. Science with so much survivability on that Warwalk. He does have his blood set from Baby Pop being a little bit low. There's a stun onto half-hearted. He actually takes a lot of damage from that blaze, from the Pillar Flame. Definitely dead to the blaze there. Metal Fenrir, though, is probably going to go down to Parker. Just seems a little bit more damage there. Does manage to get it off before the conflagration does too much. And is Strogan with the Arcane Shift over the wall to avoid the stun from Talith. Okay, Windmill's still not capped all the way. There's Science coming back, and he does have his blood set from, I think it's the Hunter's Call. And Parker's actually really low. Baby also super low. Urgot coming in after the revive. Talith super low himself. He does not have time to get off that shield again. Science goes down. Parker's trying to get onto dual power, but dual power actually was willing to turn that. There's the Twisted Advance from Parker's, and Urgot on the other side does land his corrosive charge there. Can he get enough acid under? He needs one more true shot barrage across for the interrupt. Can't take out a Parker's, but that's going to be the Windmill going over Clueless. Divers in each direction, and it could have been either anyone's game. There's actually the suppress onto half-hearted Vengeful Maelstrom with a little bit of damage reduction. Oh no, the Pyroclasm doesn't actually bounce to anyone there. Half-hearted is still really low. He still has his hyperkinetic position burster. Ken sleeves that ultimate in a fight. Pillar Flame actually misses everyone. Metal Fenrir trying to run away while doing a little bit of damage. Dual power is in the middle of the entire team. Clue is actually going to get that Cataclysm off. Half-hearted with the suppress at the last second. The intervention to keep him alive. Also, he does survive there. It's actually 2 kills for Clueless. Parker's stunned up by Brent. And it looks like that's a disengage. And speaking of gap close, there's the jump onto Science. That's not like you want to be focusing though. True Shot Barrage comes across. Parker survives for a really long time with that Sap Magic, but he probably is going to go down eventually. The first 2 kills do go over to Amputees there, but it's Wolford being focused down. That's actually 3 kills in favor of them for just 1 so far. Akali is not there right now. She did revive. Half-hearted goes down, and that's a fight won by Amputees thanks to the engage on the Warwick. After onto the Windmill has been started. True Shot Barrage goes across. There's the oh, he died before the Cataclysm landed, and it went on cooldown without doing any damage. Arcane Shift back from Strogan. Parker's here with the Vengeful Maelstrom, and Talith flashing into the middle there. That is the W that he wanted. Uses that wind slash to get the kill onto Ezreal. There's the exhaust onto Science Baby coming back in. There's the move speed you were talking about, but can't quite get close enough.
It looks like they did find Jarvan in the jungle and are going to engage onto that. We see the Maokai ult coming down. There's not exactly any members of his team to amp up the damage, but it is going to keep him alive. The Divine Intervention onto Riven, pretty much negating almost all of Warwick's burst. Maokai is going to fall, but he did live long enough for the rest of his team to just basically sweep up this fight. The swap coming out from Urgot, he is going to pick up that Brand, and then Bebe picking up Ezreal as well. Right now, Clues has just got utter domination of the refinery section of the map, and I think this is a free capture for them.
So much longer is really what's helping them do that. Getting so much more ambient XP gain. There's the engage onto Metal Fender, and I can't even call it an engage. That was just a pick off, very clean there. I want a nice intervention from Baby onto himself there. It looks like Strogan is going to go down, and Baby with, again, another miraculous escape. That's a huge minion wave. They might actually be able to capture this, because instead of recalling, the members of Amputesis are fighting Bebe here. Bebe is going to be able to stall for a really long time, and that minion wave definitely has a capture.
Yeah, and Urgot's back up as well, so this is a 3v3 on top of the refinery.
And it is a 3v3. Metal Fenrir gets taken down almost immediately. Bebe's stunned a little bit, takes a lot of blaze damage. It's actually going to drop to that brand passive eventually, but the points are still owned. So this is a 4-cop for Clueless. Yeah, they're doing a really good job of recognizing when they can't defend something, such as the windmill right there, and going for something that they can take instead. The suppress goes onto Talon, but that's not even enough to kill him during it, because he just has enough health to deal with that. And Science is healing for so much right now. Clearly, they need to get a stun off onto him. Talon does barely survive and gets a kill.
Desperately need that extra gold. And then Jarvan, see the Cataclysm coming down, but here comes Riven, actually going to be able to get into that fight thanks to the broken wings. Urgot just barely getting out of damage range of the...
Oh, that's surprise.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. He almost did get out of that, and Warwick is going to pick up the kill, but pays for it quite dearly. Maokai running for his life right now does get the health rock out before Ezreal can finish him off. He's going to keep this fight taking off long enough for Riven to get here, and she does land that third broken wings onto the fight. And it looks like Akali's actually swapped out bottom lane again.
Yeah, Akali is swapping up here to dual power. It doesn't have the power to duel. In the bot lane, Kale does have the power to duel Orianna and picks up the kill.
Yeah, at this point in the game, I think Jarvan's got just enough itemization that he can become a threat even to somebody like Akali. But give her enough time, she can probably poke him down and going for the kill, especially with the help of Maokai here.
And that's probably going to be game here as 9 Nexus health remain, and there's a neutral, so it's actually a 3.5 tap here for Clueless. So ending the game in style, and that is going to be